So we're going to talk about the wealth formula. Then I'm going to share with you all, not just the wealth formula, I'm going to share with you all what are the ways you can grow your wealth. What are the ways that you can actually develop the wealthy mindset? And often people talk about what's the difference between wealth and rich. Okay, allow me to give you the definition first. Wealth and rich. Rich means you have got lots of money. Okay, rich means you got lots of money, but you got no time to enjoy the money. You got no time to do other things that you want to do. So that's your rich. That means you have money coming in and whatnot, but you got no time to enjoy that money. That's rich. Wealth means you got lots of money, but you have plenty of time and you are in a good health to do what you like to do other than earning that money. Rich people, they spend time, right, earning that money. Wealthy people, the money is already there. They will do other things. They're probably traveling. They're probably doing a lot of charity. They probably wanted to go and do the things that they love. That means you're wealthy. So the goal is not for you to become rich, but for you to become wealthy. So that's a goal. I want you all to remember, right? So rich is lots of money. The time is not in your control. The health is not in your control. Compared to wealth, if you're a wealthy person means you have more than money. You've got time, you've got health, you've got your passions, and you can actually do it. So I want you all to have that thing. So wealth is supposed to grow. Wealth supposed to grow. How can you wealth? So your wealth supposed to grow with you. So I'm going to put in that idea, what that means. Okay. Allow me to introduce, probably some of you already know, this gentleman. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. Okay. This is the person who changed my life, Robert Kiyosaki. And how he changed his, right, millions and millions of people's life. When he published this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you must buy this book. Yesterday, I met one of my former students for tea, all right? And he says, thank you, sir, for introducing the book in the year 2010. Okay? And he's a millionaire today. And he came to see me to discuss about some ideas. So now the key is this. What is this story behind Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Okay? What is the story? Robert Kiyosaki is the son of a civil servant. The father was a civil servant. Okay? And being a civil servant, the father was operating from the mindset, study hard, go to school, get a degree, get a job, marry, buy a house, buy a car, save some money, prepare your children to do the same thing, and you die. That's a common thing that we are talking about. Your parents probably are doing that. All right? Your parents are doing that. All right? That's the key. But Kiyosaki, he had another person in his life, that is his close friend's father. And he is a very rich businessman. So here we have Kiyosaki listening to his own father talking about go to school, study, get a degree, get a job, save some money and whatnot. So that's one. Then at the same time, Kiyosaki was learning from his rich dad. We also call him as the rich dad. And he is saying that, yeah, education is important, but go and do business, go and learn how the money works, don't work for money. So the rich dad was giving him the idea how to become wealthy. His poor dad, his own dad, not poor dad, not really poor, but poor dad means the dad who thinks that the government will pay the bills for you, was trying to teach Kiyosaki how to work hard, to earn some money, try to enjoy life and die. So that's the idea. So Kiyosaki grew up, hold on, yeah. Kiyosaki was growing up listening to these two ideas, his poor dad idea and also his rich dad idea. Then he wrote this book, okay, called Rich Dad Poor Dad, based on the advice of his rich dad how to become a wealthy person and enjoy life and give back to the world. So that's a summary of the book. Are you guys still with me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, good. So it's a must book for you all to buy. Still relevant. It's going to be more than 20 years. It's been published. Still relevant. The concepts are there. But let me introduce to you what are the four concepts. So according to Kiyosaki, there are four ways, right? Four ways you can make money. Only four ways. But of course, if we break it down, there'll be 100 and 200 ways altogether, right? But here there are only four ways. Kiyosaki is saying there are four ways that you can make money. Then I'm going to go walk you through. Then you probably want to decide, not now, reflect on it. You want to make money which way? Remember, at early stages in your life, you will worry about how much money you make. But I want you all to worry about in the future how you make, not how much money, how you make. So that's the key. So I'm going to introduce that concept to you. So Kiyosaki says there are four ways. We call that as a cash flow quadrant. We call that as a quadrant, right? So he says 90% of the world populations, plus minus, yeah, 90% of the world populations, they make money by being an employee. They make money by being an employee. Okay? That means you work for money because you have a job. So if you don't go to work that day or that month, you don't have income. So that's a first idea. 80%. Sorry, 90% of the world employee. Nothing wrong with that, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. But the reality is that I don't think you're going to be rich unless you become the top in your career. So you, of course, you can become a rich if you become the CEO. Of course, you can become rich if you become the HR director, something like that. You can have a comfortable life. But the point is, you have to work and work and work to earn that money. We call that as an active income. Active income means you only get the salary by working. You stop working, the income don't come in. Active income. So that's the key. Nothing wrong, but you are almost like a slave to an organization. Okay? You cannot have your own vision. Your whole life, you'll work very hard to make the company vision come true. You cannot have a vision. So that is the first way of making a living, earning money, whatever way that you call. Okay, so that's the idea. Employee. So you all know how to get a job. Like most of you are thinking of this quadrant. Almost all of you are thinking about this quadrant, and some of you are talking about other quadrant, and I'll come back to this one. Again, I'm not saying that this is negative, but it has its own limitations. So the key word is that you have a job, you work for money. All right. So what's next? What's the other side of it? The other side of it, can you, instead of working for somebody else, work for yourself now? It's not a businessman. Work for yourself. We call that as the self-employed. Self-employed. Another word is you own a job, not you have a job. You own a job. Allow me to give an example. Let's say you are qualified as a medical doctor and now you own a company, clinic. But the money won't come in if you don't go to work. Okay? You still have to go and open that clinic that day to earn the money. Otherwise, the money won't come in. All right? So it's called self-employed, or another word is called professional. You are a professional. But you still have to work for money. The only good thing is that you are not answerable to any other bosses because you are your own boss. In my training company, I'm the self-employed. But if I don't go and train, right? If I don't go and train, I don't have what we call the um, income for the day. Okay, so that's the key. That's the key, right? It's called professional, and it's still active income. It's still active income. So how to move away from it? Now we are going into the other side of it. The other side of it, here you work for money, all right? And now you can choose to become the other, all right, 4%. Remember, 90% of the world populations are self-employees. 5% are self-employed, okay? 4% are the business owners. The business owners. It's slightly different from self-employed. Self-employed, you work for yourself. Business owners means you own a shop or you own a system. Now, not only you alone working, somebody else also working for you to make money for you. So that means people work for you now. Self-employed, you work for yourself. So now people work for you now. So that is what we call as a business owner. So in a way, my company, not only me self-employed, I also have got a trainer working for me. So when we have a trainer working for me, so it's become a business. So you can see I've got the balance of, all right? I'm also self-employed. I'm also owner of a business. And I'm also working in the university. So I'm also an employee. All right. So you can see I am trying to mix all these three for me. So ideally, you want to become a business owner because that's what UPM says, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship. But the reality is not necessarily everybody can become successful business owners. All right. And not everybody can become successful self-employed as well. You can always try, or you can be very happy and also wealthy if you choose the right career, being an employee. So is nothing wrong with that. It has got some limitation. It has got definitely some advantages. So as a business owner, now you have a little, I would say, advantage of not going to work because your employees will run the show for you. All right. If you have qualified people in place and whatnot. So that is the option that you have. 4% of the world population there. But you still work for money. All right. And Kiyosaki says you have to change from you work for money to the money works for you. And that is only possible if there is a passive income. Remember, active income means you work, you earn. Passive income means you have established something, You don't work, the money keep coming back to you. So you're earning without working. But it's not that free, huh? You have worked. For instance, let me give you an example. I developed a training program. I patent it, right? Then I upload it into online. Let's say I'm doing this and I upload it. A one-time work. So I worked for 1 month to prepare the program, everything. So I already upload into my website, let's say. So every time people log in, I don't have to talk anymore. So they log into my recording, they go through my program because it's a computerized. They go through the program for 1 week, then they will pay me money. Another person will pay me money. Another person will pay me money. Am I working? No. But I've invested, right? And now it creates a passive income for me. So that means it creates an income without me actively working. That is the most beautiful way of making wealth, creating a passive income. What you're going to do in your life so that you don't have to work, and die. Okay, you don't have to work, and die. Come out with a passive income blueprint, which I will talk to you all next week, right? The best way to do that is being an investor. Remember, when you are an employee, you have a job, all right? But if you're an investor, right, money works for you. Earlier, you worked for money. So if you play share, let's say if you have a Saham, play share, all right? And now that money in the share market, if you play it well, will make more money for you, okay? Or you buy a building, invest in a building, all right? Then you started to collect rental. So keep on money. So you invested then. So there are many ways you can become an investor, not necessarily share market. But if you invest properly, thereafter, you will go into the passive income mode. So that's the key here. All right. So I'm just merely introducing today the 4 ways that you can design your wealth vehicle. We call this a wealth vehicle. You can be an employee, nothing wrong. There are some advantages, there are disadvantages. Of course, the goal is from employee. I was an employee, then I became my self-employed. I became a trainer, then I was earning money by myself. Then after I became successful self-employed, then I started my company, then I started to hire people. All right. So when I started to earn some money, then I invested in some properties. All right. Some of the buildings in Puchong. All right. I invested. Then I'm collecting rental. So I'm an investor. So I try to play all four. You can play all four, or you can choose to play only one, or you can choose to play two, or you can choose to play three. But the concept today is that this wealth quadrant, cash flow quadrant, is an idea how you can design your wealth vehicle.